Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Jimmy here today, and I touched upon this subject a little less than 5 years ago. This is DaFont.com, and this is by far the best resource on the internet to get free fonts for your PC. Today I'm going to be discussing how to do this on Windows 10, which will also work with 8, 7, and Vista, and I believe XP as well, but I would be surprised if anybody's still on XP. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. If you are from my old video, you're in the right spot. So this is DaFont.com. This is where I get literally all of my fonts, but the thing is, when you're using fonts, especially from this website, you need to be careful about how you're using your fonts, and you need to be careful about what the author is intending that font for, and if you're using it in a respectful and appropriate manner, which can be taken lightly, but should be taken more seriously. This is DaFont.com. It has many categories for whatever you may need. There's a search button, which for new people, I'm not sure if you're going to need. Let's say I go for a cartoon font, something very basic. And I take a look. Let's see if I find something I like to use. Okay, let's go with Curry Island right here. Now, before we download the font that we like, there's a few things we need to check first. Number one, free for personal use. This can be a very skewed term. Free for personal use can mean so many different things. And there's two ways to check on what this means in more specific terms. The first thing we can do is, before we download the font, click on it over here on the left in the preview. And it shows many different variations of the font that will come with the download, as well as the note of the author. This is the first way we check upon specific uses for the font. This is for personal use only, and if you want to use it commercially, you need to visit and buy a license for the font. And commercial use would, be like things for advertising, monetized YouTube videos, or anything where you're making profit off of this font, not the author. But buying a license would allow you to do so if you really like this font. So the other way, well, actually there's a few more things we can do before we download the font that are really important. So right here we can see all the characters that are on, your average keyboard, and what your character would look like, or what this font would look like based on the characters that we would be using. But if you want to get something a little more specific before we download it very quickly, let's say I just want to say subscribe. Hopefully you're enjoying the video so far, so if you'd like to subscribe, and it will show me in each, wow, lots of variations, I just realized for this font, what it would look like. This is probably going to be a pretty big folder. So while I hit download, I'm going to expect this to be yes, this is going to be a compressed file. I'll click on the zip folder, and there is vital information. Like I said, this font happened to also come with a README file with the author's notes. And right here, of course, this font is for personal use only, basically reiterating what this guy said, but in case people didn't see it on the DaFont website, he's probably advertising his font in many different formats. So let's go ahead and get straight to the easy part. So based on whatever you're going to use it for, let's say I'll move all of them. But the first thing we need to do is go to our downloads, and we need to take this and extract this folder. It's a zip folder, so if we try to move this into our system with it being extracted, it's not going to work. So what I'm going to do is extract this folder right here, and I'm going to put it in somewhere where it's going to be easy to find later. And I recommend making a folder called new fonts. Put it anywhere where it's most convenient for you. And this is where you're going to store all your fonts before you're going to put it in your system, but don't call it fonts. Just trust me on that. Extract it, and if you're not able to extract it, use a software like WinRAR for Windows or 7-Zip for Mac, and that is the easiest way to do it. Now let's go ahead and check on our font here, and you can see that all of them are in here. Now let's say I like, I'll go with the bold one right here. This one's my favorite. All I have to do is go to my control panel, which I'll back out a little bit here first, and I will go to right here, fonts. It is in your control panel, and this is where your system stores all of your fonts. And what I simply want to do is drag and drop or copy and paste. And we'll go down a little bit. You can see the slight refresh there, and that is a good reminder that your font did go through. And our font was called, Curry Island right here. You can open it and see a small preview of it, but I think the most important thing that you can do here is go ahead, and I screwed up last time when I tried making this. So let's go ahead and open Microsoft Paint. Just as an example, let's say you're using Photoshop and you need this font, or you're using maybe for your next YouTube video, I'll just test it here in Paint so I don't have anything that will take too long to open up. Go to the drop down menu for where my fonts are, and I just have to scroll down to the K section, and there's my new font, Curry Outline Italic. And just a reminder for you guys that if you did enjoy today's video, to like and subscribe. It really helps a lot with the channel. Excuse my very loud keyboard, and there you go. Before I close out the video, I just wanted to mention one thing. There is an easier way to install the program, but it's not a more efficient way. You can simply, after extracting your folder, just right click and click install, but a lot of people do have problems with that, with their font never actually going through. So this is the best way to do it, especially with making a new folder in between the actual fonts folder in the control panel and you installing it, so you have all of your new fonts distinguished from your old fonts. This way, let's say if you're bringing your fonts between different devices such as a computer or a laptop, you're able to move them freely and distinguish them from your already pre-installed font. As opposed to about 5 years ago, I'm a little more knowledgeable about the subject, so if you guys have any questions or if there's something that I missed in the video, please let me know down below. Otherwise, please continue to follow your community's guidelines when it comes to COVID-19, and if you did enjoy, please like, subscribe, share, comment, anything you can do to support the channel. Thank you again for watching. This is Jimmy from Frozen-Inferno Studios, signing off.